Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to the news at 5 on Channels Television. I'm Joke Rogers. Here are the news reports we're tracking for you this hour. Tension played out on the streets of Lagos today and Abuja as members of the Take It Back movement marched in Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory demanding change. At the same time, supporters of the federal government staged a counter-protest backing the government. The police were deployed to both cities to keep the peace, but in Lagos, the protesters were dispersed with tear gas.
Lagos witnessed protests organized by the hashtag Take It Back movement earlier today. A large number of members of the movement took to the streets of Lagos mainland with placards and banners, some of which read, quote, "Festival of the Oppressed, End the Insecurity and Killings, 500,000 naira minimum wage, and freedom for all kidnapped victims," end quote. As the protesters continued their march, the police arrived moments later and dispersed the crowd, according to them, to stop the demonstration from degenerating into violence.
You know, it is disheartening that Nigeria has degenerated to a state of lawlessness where, you know, the constitutionally empowered institution, that is the Nigerian police, and, you know, the government expected to not just secure the lives of Nigerian citizens, but to also see to it that we have a continued existence. The government is constitutionally sanctioned with the duty, you know, to secure the lives of Nigerians by virtue of Section 14 of the Constitution, but they have incurably failed in this regard, and Nigerians have expressed their displeasure, and they have decided to, in their, you know, trade and style, attack innocent Nigerians. We will keep rolling our sleeves, we'll keep working our butts off, we'll keep fighting until, you know, we don't get tired.
In the FCT, the same group of the hashtag Take It Back movement gather at the Berger area of central Abuja for a similar purpose.
Exactly 7 years ago that we commenced Revolution Now movement by holding a nationwide action to force the decadent political elites out of power. That was led by Buhari. Today, August 5, we have come to remind the whole country that the revolution is necessary and imminent. But we have a number of demands that we must reiterate here. And they include that Nigerian workers must be paid 500,000 naira per month as their minimum wage. We have also asked that they release Nnamdi Kanu from unjust and unlawful detention. That they discontinue all forms of trial, whether it's cyber crime, treason trials against activists and Nigerians who are raising up their voice against bad governance in this country.
But in a counter-protest in Lagos and Abuja, a group of youths said to be members of civil society also staged their protest in support of the ruling government. Some placards read, quote, "Allow Mr. President implement the minimum wage that he approved. FCT youths support President Tinubu for a second tenure. Tinubu, on your mandate we stand," end quote. It does appear that the hashtag Take It Back movement has chosen August 5 as a day of protests against what the group terms bad governance. Last year, the same group held a rally in some locations across the country. For the group, their expectation is that authorities attend to the demands of the leaders of the hashtag Take It Back movement.
Ten days to the governorship election in Osun State, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has frozen the state's statutory account. Governor Ademola Adeleke disclosed this development while addressing journalists at the Government House in Osogbo earlier today. He explained that the affected account is critical for state governance, covering salaries, pensions, healthcare, education, security, and other essential obligations. According to the governor, the state was notified by its bank that an EFCC directive had been issued to freeze the account. Rejecting the move, Governor Adeleke describes the EFCC's action as illegal and a direct threat to democracy.
This morning, we received a letter from our banker forwarding a letter from the EFCC instructing the bank to freeze Osun State government account. This action was taken without any court order. We are supposed to be in democracy, where the rule of law must always prevail. We will therefore not accept any situation where federal agencies trample on the constitutional right of subnational governments. This is a threat to democracy. If we all keep quiet and allow this illegality, very soon, whatever is left of our democracy will be fully eroded. All I ask is for the EFCC chairman to explain to the good people of Osun State and to the Nigerians in general why he froze Osun State government account and show proof to support whatever reason he presents.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Cross River State Chapter, Emmanuel Olayi, has urged youths across the state to shun electoral violence and other forms of electoral crime as preparations for the forthcoming elections gather momentum. He warned them against being used by politicians to disrupt the electoral process. Speaking during an interview in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, Mr. Olayi encouraged young people to participate peacefully in the elections, respect the rule of law, and contribute to a credible and violence-free electoral process.
As young persons in Cross River State, we should begin to think about the future, which is even now. We went further to tell young persons that the future is now and that we are not too young to lead. As we are supporting our leaders to take offices, it's also a responsibility for those who are eligible to participate by way of running for offices. Also, we also charge them in the course of our tour that they have to take charge, absolutely, because we know people who foment trouble in our communities as young persons. So we had already identified these persons, we had engaged with them, we had caused summit here across the state, and then we had discussed and agreed that we are preferring peace over trouble when the election comes.
The federal government says it's doubling down on fixing the nation's power supply challenges. At a stakeholders session in Lagos, the Minister of Power, Joseph Tegbe, reaffirmed the Renewed Hope agenda, insisting there's no plan to increase electricity tariffs. He announced a push for universal metering under the Presidential Metering Initiative, launching a power force of 5,000 youths to install meters nationwide aimed at closing the metering gap and building local skills. The ministry also reported progress on meter procurement and steadier generation, with output consistently topping 5,000 megawatts over the past 2 weeks as reforms continue under President Bola Tinubu's administration.
There's no policy by this administration to increase electricity tariff beyond its current level in the immediate term. Our priority is not tariff increase in the immediate term. Our priority is service improvement, universal metering, ensuring Nigerians only pay for the electricity that they actually consume. Federal government will continue to examine additional mechanisms to ensure we protect the vulnerable consumers. There are Nigerians that can't afford to adequately pay for power. These are the vulnerable group. We will protect them. We are continuing to build up debts in the sector. People are asking questions, all these 3.3 trillion, when will it stop? We have the mandate of Mr. President to clear the legacy debt.
Residents of several communities in Orokanam local government area of Aquaam State are calling for urgent intervention over what they describe as environmental degradation linked to oil exploration activities. They say the situation has contaminated their streams, disrupted livelihoods, and increased the cost of living and exposed women and children to growing health risks. For residents of several communities in Orokanam local government area of Aquaam State, streams that once served as their primary source of drinking water, domestic use and fishing are now considered unsafe. They allege that oil exploration in the area has contaminated their water sources, affecting community infrastructure, leaving many dependent on expensive commercial water supply despite their remote location.
For over 3 years now, we have noticed that our water keeps changing color from brown to this color now, to powder color, no longer as usual. And we have also contacted the people that is actually doing some construction or some drilling, oil drilling. They came and they checked around the villages. They have also notified that, truly, their operation is affecting our water.
The rising cost of purchasing water has become unsustainable for many households, in addition to recurring illnesses they claim is from the contaminated water.
As you can see, I want to thank the press team for coming to intervene on our problem in the domains. Why we are talking this thing is that the Sterling Global Company has been causing a lot of hazard in our community. Through this, their job here, our women will not be able to drink good water again. And we understand that water is life. By doing that, we are suffering. So many of our women are in the hospital.
Chairman of Orokanam local government area, Sunday Festus, says the exploration company involved promised community stakeholders that it had secured approval from its headquarters to provide a solar-powered borehole for the affected communities, but construction is yet to commence.
I went there personally, even to the stream, and I looked at it and I saw that the water has been condemned by the operations. I needed to move immediately to the community. By the special grace of God, I was able to gather all the village heads of the 4 communities, the women, the youth, and at the same time, I was able to drag the representative of the company, the Sterling Global, into that meeting. And we were there in Hikoropanodo precisely with all the village heads, like I said, and we resolved unanimously that there should be a borehole, powered solar borehole to the 4 communities.
The complaints from Orokanam add to similar concerns raised by residents of other oil-producing local government areas of Aquaam State, including Ikodabasi and Eastern Obolo, who are seeking urgent intervention to restore access to safe drinking water and protect their communities from further environmental degradation. When we come back on the news at 5, Desopadek intensifies drainage intervention across oil-producing communities in Delta State. That's in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the news at 5. As part of measures to prevent flooding from threatening lives and properties in parts of Delta State, the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, Desopadek, has stepped up emergency drainage interventions across its mandate areas. Chairman of the commission, John Nani, accompanied by the Managing Director, Festus Ochonogo, says no oil-producing community affected by the floods will be abandoned.
In line with the Delta State government's efforts to reduce flooding in vulnerable communities through its interventionist agency, DESIPADEC, officials of the commission are carrying out inspections of ongoing canal desilting and drainage projects across the state. DESIPADEC chairman John Nani leads the inspection of the various projects alongside the managing director and chief executive officer Festus Ochonogo. It's a two-day affair, and day one of the inspection takes them to flood-prone communities in Okwe and Sapele local government area, where drainage channels are being cleared to improve the free flow of flood water.
The whole community is flooded. You can see now the cells of the roads considered by the state is open, but the one crossing the east-west road is so narrow that the water cannot flow across to the discharge point, which is Agbaro River. That's what is causing the flooding now. But we are here with Swan Boogie to open all the cells of the drain and open the waterway so that the water can flow out.
On day two, the team arrives at Oviri Agbaro in Ugeli North local government area, one of the worst hit communities. Here, overflowing floodwater from a major canal has submerged several homes, forcing residents to wade through water.
No government can help us. We are homeless. Since how many days we never chop. We don't feel enter our house. All our property don't go. All our things don't finish. It nearly kill us for the water. The water flow us. All our food don't go. All our fish don't go. Now we don't know where our property is now. We are here now because the governor has directed that we should come and make sure that we do palliative. He directed that we've been on the field for about 2 months now, making sure that flood does not ravage and affect the people. So we will do our best until when that cell is changed. Definitely they will have chemicals of flood. But we will promise them that within a week now, there will not be water in the community again.
The inspection team then proceeds to Owerlogo in Isoko North local government area, in Marine Quarters, Warri South local government area, where work is ongoing on a canal designed to improve water flow.
This one is a completely new canal we are creating. And the purpose is to take flood around here, connect to another canal that is in front. Between that canal and the town itself, no canal. So we are creating this one. The SPADEC is creating this one now to at least pull the flood that is inside town, properly channel through this new canal and go to the existing one. The target is to also reduce the effect of flooding.
The emergency flood control exercise will continue in other oil-producing communities as the Commission works to minimize the impact of flooding, protect lives, homes and other critical infrastructure.
More infrastructure development. The National Economic Council Implementation Monitoring Committee has commended Edo State Governor Monday Okpeolo's administration, saying it's committed to improving the lives of Edo people through visible legacy projects across the 3 senatorial districts. Leader of the delegation, Busayo Awutunde, said this at the close of its 3-day assessment visit to the state. The committee toured projects including upgraded Oba Market, Sapele Road and Ramat Park flyover bridges, schools, a new College of Nursing hostel and the Iwongba flood remediation, among others.
The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Elizabeth Ebosele, takes the National Economic Council Implementation Monitoring Committee, led by Busayo Awutunde, on a guided tour of projects across Benin City.
So what for the next immediately after the rain? It's just the pavement.
The tour covers the ongoing construction of a new students' hostel at the College of Nursing Sciences, the upgraded Phase 1 of Oba Market, and a primary health care center in Amufi, on the outskirts of the state capital.
was awarded, built and completed within 9 months. It will seem like it, yes.
The team also visited the Ramat Park flyover, a project designed to ease traffic congestion and boost business activities in the area. At Iwogba, the delegation inspects the flood and erosion control project, where an elderly resident commends Governor Monday Okpewolo for tackling a long-standing environmental challenge that had cut off the community for decades.
Governor of Benin, Edo State, come look the thing we do for Oregbeni. Person we no know. Now put you there, yo. Moat very big because of this thing. Moat. My pikin go say if he say make it cost a lot me, where go pass? Make it pass my head. I go say no, not pass my head. But now we are happy.
Speaking after the inspection, the team lead, Awotunde, says she's impressed by the pace and quality of projects executed by the Okpewolo administration in less than 2 years.
To say I'm impressed is an understatement. For a government that is barely 2 years and have done so much, it shows that the government is committed and is investing into the life of the people of Edo State. We are going to go back, because we have evidence, we are going to go back and report to say that Edo State government is inclined, aligned, and is committed to improve the livelihood of people in Edo State. We are impressed.
Receiving the delegation at the government house in Benin City, the Deputy Governor, Dennis Idahosa, says the administration's legacy projects are spread across the 3 senatorial districts, reflecting its commitment to inclusive development.
We have done over 500 kilometers of roads in the 3 senatorial districts. In the health sector, distinguished Senator Monday Okpewolo has completed 61 PSC centers across the 3 senatorial districts. As you rightly said, our prototype should be replicated across the country because it's one of the best right now. In addition to that is building, general hospitals, at least two in the 3 senatorial districts.
The NEC monitoring team says it will include its findings on Edo State in its report to the National Economic Council, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Jessica Luguse, Channels Television News.
Business news: bank deposits have reached 83.95 trillion naira, with the Central Bank of Nigeria reflecting elevated liquidity across the financial system as lenders hold significant excess cash. Latest data released by the CBN show commercial banks deposit at 83.95 trillion naira, with the Apex Bank in July 2026 compared with 10.9 trillion naira in the corresponding period of 2025. The increase reflects a significant rise in surplus funds held by lenders amid elevated interest rates and cautious lending conditions. The data also shows banks rely less on the CBN's standing lending facility, with borrowing dropping to 1.19 trillion naira in July from 6.63 trillion naira a year earlier. Analysts say the trend points to stronger liquidity conditions in the banking sector, while highlighting the impact of the CBN's monetary tightening measures. The National Insurance Commission has issued new operating licenses to 43 recapitalized insurance companies, marking a major milestone in the reform of Nigeria's insurance industry. The new licenses follow the successful completion of the industry's recapitalization exercise aimed at strengthening insurers' capital base, improving underwriting capacity, and enhancing the sector's resilience. NICOM adds that the exercise positions operators to underwrite larger risks and deepen insurance penetration across the country. The Commission says that the development signals a new era for the industry, with stronger and better capitalized insurers expected to drive innovation, improve consumer confidence, and support economic growth through increased risk protection and long-term investment. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mr. Emomotimi Agama is calling for stronger collaboration amongst government investors and the private sector to build a more competitive investment ecosystem and accelerate Nigeria's economic growth. Speaking at the Abuja Business and Investment Expo, he says a resilient capital market is critical to mobilizing long-term investment, supporting innovation and attracting both domestic and foreign capital.
We have also worked to remove the frictions that make foreign investors hesitate, including modernization of capital importation, certification into an electronic regime, so that the promise every investor carries about, the more promise that they can bring capital in and take proceeds out, is fast, digital, verifiable, and indeed honored. Deepening supply, bringing the real economy to the market. A market cannot grow on the same 40 companies ever. We have, therefore, been deliberate about supply. The proposed listing of a refinery, the largest single train refinery on earth, is potentially the most consequential corporate event in the modern history of the Nigerian capital market. And indeed, we know that as SEC, as a regulator, we have a responsibility.
And that's the news at 5. Thank you for watching. I'm Joker Rogers.